Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Mike here, live at Imperial Tropicals. Hello, fishy chick. Merry Christmas. You're a champion. Hello, hello. How you guys doing? All right, guys. So today we are alone. We do not have Carly with us, so it's just us. If there's any fish you want to see, we can look at them. If you guys have any questions, I can answer them. If not, we're just gonna look around, walk around, look at some fish. Let's see. I was gonna clean some tanks while we talked, but that makes it really difficult for me to read your questions and um, as I'm cleaning the tank, then turn around and answer the questions. So I didn't. That was the initial plan, but we're gonna not do that only because I can't kind of have my back. Like say I'm cleaning this tank and I have the camera set up. I can be cleaning this tank. It's gonna be a little hard to read your comments and focus on what I'm doing and then um, answer the question. So hello, Anna Banana. Love your name there. It's a good name. So, yeah, tomorrow, Christmas, for everybody who celebrates, we won't be here on the farm. We'll just have somebody come in just for a few minutes to feed some fry. Some of the tiny newborn fish they need to eat pretty frequently, or else they'll starve. So, we do have somebody feeding some live brine shrimp to those fry. But other than that, no, everyone's going to have the day off. A lot of people today are leaving early, so we're only working. A lot of people are only working half a day. Stacy, Merry Christmas Eve. So yeah, everyone's in the spirit. Everyone's in the seems to be happy. But yeah, let's go look at our show tanks. And guys, if you have any questions, any requests of fish you want to see, let me know. We'll look at them. I'm gonna probably feed the show tank, so I'm gonna grab a cart, set the camera up on there. I'll feed them. You guys can see that. And I got an auto doser to feed the CPD fry with paramecium and vinegar. Oh yeah, it's really convenient, Anna. Um, have you been using it, or did you just set it up? I'm just curious on how that's working out for you. It's I'm gonna go grab a cart. I can't set my camera down without a cart. CPD fry are for anybody who is not familiar. Celestial pearl danios. They just barely max out at like an inch. They're tiny little fry. So I mean they're tiny little fish. So imagine how small their fry is. They look like tiny little like eyelashes in the tank when they first hatch, and they don't swim much. They just kind of sit there, cling to the glass. After a few days, they start swimming around, but they are tiny. So paramecium is definitely a must in feeding fish that small. And then powdered fish food, vinegar eels as well. But um, they grow pretty slow and they're small, so they don't have a lot of reserves. So you need to make sure they always have food. So that auto doser seems like a fantastic idea. Oh, so you've been using it for 4 months, 12 times a day. They grow much faster. Yeah, I bet 12 times a day is a lot. Um, so that's great. That's really good to hear. That's here we do everything by hand. Um, so that's pretty nice. I don't know, maybe if something like that we could do in the future here. All right, so let's look. I'm gonna turn you guys around. Hello, Chevy. Hello, Dr. Q. Happy holidays. Um, can you see the giveaway, Angel? Yeah, we can do that. So here's the show tanks, guys. Huge shout out to the crew here. Yesterday, they just went hard in here and cleaned really, really well after we were finished packing up a bunch of pickup orders and cleaning our tanks and inventory. And they just really cleaned this area up. The whole front of the building, they used the auto scrubber, which is a floor cleaner, and they went through the entire building, cleaned it all up, and it looks good in here. It smells good. Let's look at the angel really quick. So The giveaway this week that we're going to do on Friday is for one black angelfish and one veil-tail platinum angel. I need to find the tank because I don't remember where I put them. Not here. They're down here? Yeah, they're down here. So they're hiding in the back corner there, but they're getting along. Of course, they're behind the plant. Now the tank just got a water change too, so it's a little cloudy. But let's see. So there they are. I'll see if I can get them up front for you guys without stressing them out too bad. Oop. They just went back to the back corner. Yeah, but there they are. And I think that's going to make a really, really cool addition to a tank, or maybe a new tank. If somebody wants to do angelfish, the black angel and the white angel, they just complement each other really well. Something I've always wanted to do, so I thought maybe you guys would like that too. Merry Fishmas, Chevy. Yeah, John, they did a great job. It's really clean in here. I mean, you can see the floor is shiny. You can see the lights reflecting. Yeah. So this tank, guys, we had a little bit of a hiccup today, and this is just to show you. Yes, we are professionals. Yes, we are not perfect. Let's just leave it at that. So this morning, I was the first one here. I walk in the door, and I'll just show you guys. You can still see it. I walk in the door, and I just see water everywhere. Now you can see the dark spots on the floor. That's where the water soaked into the concrete overnight. So yeah, there's still some water down here. I come in and I said in my head, like, oh man, something's wrong happened here. So I come back over here and I look at the tank and I didn't see any water flowing. So I knew right away, something's probably wrong with the sump. So I quickly took the doors off and I looked underneath and I saw the sump had no water in it. Well, the problem is we haven't got to clean. We cleaned these earlier this week. These are the socks, the filter socks right here. And they got so dirty, they were overflowing. And this is where the socks normally sit. And they were overflowing. And the problem is, this is so close to the edge of the sump, the water was just overflowing and it overflowed all the water out of the sump. So approximately 100 gallons on the floor. Now, if this was in a house, that'd be absolutely devastating. So luckily, this is here in our warehouse. We're designed for this to happen. So nothing major did happen, but that's why this tank's kind of all torn apart right now. We had to air everything out, make sure none of the wood gets damaged and all that. So just a reminder to check your socks daily. Those were cleaned on Monday. Last night, it got dirty enough that it overflowed. So just a reminder to always check your filters, especially if you have a sump. Hang on the backs can do that too. All right, so let's feed some of these tanks. We're going to start with this one here, just because that's the closest to my cart. And guys, feel free, if you have any questions, if you want to see any fish, let me know. We'll go look at them. And let me just get you guys set up nice here. So here's our Lake Malawi tank with all of our mixed peacocks and haps. Let's see. Jeff, Merry Christmas. Looking forward to watching your videos again. Oops, I lost your comment. Trying to get back into fish. Used to have 32 tanks. That's an impressive amount of tanks, Jeff. I've gone up and down with the number of tanks I've personally kept over the years, and sometimes it can get overwhelming. And there's been times where I'd go from 20 tanks down to no tanks, back to having 1 or 2 tanks, and then quickly back up to 5, then 10, 15. So I understand going back and forth. Let me center you guys here. There you go. You guys can tell where they get fed. They're all over here, right here, just waiting for food. Um, TGM Aquatics, I'm unsure. So you're asking about your local fish store had some all black fish, looked like peacocks with a bright red blaze. I'm unsure. They're calling him an Apache. Sounds like it's probably a hybrid, but I'm unsure without being able to see them. Sounds like a really nice looking fish, though. Show if that leak happened in your house, your wife would reply with, "Will be no more tanks in the house." Yeah, absolutely. If that happened to me, honestly, if that happened to me, I would probably tell myself, "Hey, no more fish tanks." No Tetra Christmas sale. We're actually not going to have a Christmas sale. We were going to, but we've been having some issues with having sales, and um, the application we use to run them, it doesn't allow us to do some of the things we wanted to. So we were going to have a very small Christmas sale, but we are not, just to keep everybody updated about that. All right, so this is a good question. Reign of Zippy. I want my fish to show more color, but I don't want to swap out all my white sand in all my tanks. And the background is painted black. Anyone have any ideas? Was thinking of adding small, dark gravel. So that is an option. Another option is to, if you're not already doing it, make sure you're feeding a nice varied diet so the fish get a lot more nutrients from a bunch of different types of foods, and high quality food. You don't want just any generic, like flake food that is low quality. You want to make sure you're buying the high quality food. It's going to help brighten the fish. Now you'll see here, we're using white sand in this tank, and all these fish are just full color. So it's not always just about the substrate. It could be the genetics of the fish. Maybe you don't have the highest quality genetics, or maybe you do, and the fish are stressed out due to a couple different things. I'm not insinuating anything here, but water quality is a big one. Or maybe you have a tank boss, and that tank boss is keeping everybody else's colors subdued. Um, Maybe low oxygen in the water. Your water might be perfect, but maybe you don't have enough water flow. It could be it. So those are a couple things. Check into all that first, and then you could get into looking at swapping out your substrate, because that is a huge project, and it is a lot of stress on the fish. One thing you can do is use a fish net, a fine meshed fish net, to scoop out your old sand, and then use pre-wash your new sand when you put it in, and then do a water change after that. Kind of help with all the cloudiness. But let me show you what I'm talking about here, if you're unfamiliar. All right, so I'm not going to be able to see you guys, so hopefully I get in the frame. So I would just use a big fish net that's sturdy, any kind of size, and when you stick it in the tank, you can just pick up the sand. And some will fall through, some of the smaller granules, but you're going to get a lot of it. And then you could swap out that way. All right, let's see. Let's see about feeding some of these fish guys. It's been a minute. Let's throw some food in there. And I'll bring you guys closer in a second. These guys just go insane for the food. Try to get you guys a good shot here. So this, since we're talking about nutrition, guys, we are feeding right now. The current food is Hikari Excel. And then also we are going to feed Odieheim. Those are two very good foods for peacocks and haps. But there's a lot of different foods out there. Um, I find the more varied diet, the better. Um, and also everything in moderation, a little bit at a time. You don't want to do like a couple big feedings. Multiple small feedings is better. It's more natural for the fish. It really helps with um, making sure the fish don't bloat up. And that's with any fish, like Malawi fish or even South American fish. If the fish get too bloated, you can see they start breathing heavy and they just start acting kind of lethargic. So smaller, more frequent feedings. Hello, Mario. Merry Christmas. All right, let's see. So this is just all we're gonna feed right now. It didn't seem like a lot because I ate it so fast, but I put a lot of food in there. Let's see. I'll show you guys this cup. So I used a little 4-ounce deli cup here, and I fed about half of this cup to this tank, and they ate it within just 30 seconds, if that. Big Square, habitual lurker. Hello, Big Square. Happy Wednesday. Happy almost Christmas if you celebrate. All right, so that is the Malawi tank. John, that is something we've considered since day one of setting this tank up. Mike, the owner, wanted to put a couple underwater cameras in the tank to run 24/7. That might still be in the might still happen in the future. I just know right now we haven't talked about it in a while, but I think that would be awesome. You guys could, if you had an office, you could just have, but you can't have a fish tank. But maybe you work on a computer, you can pull this up, have it playing, anything like that. That'd be really cool. But we've had discussions of trying to make that happen. Just a 24-hour live stream would be really cool. Now at night, you're probably not going to see too much. It's dark, but maybe we have a small dim light in there. But yeah, that's a really good idea and something we have discussed. Shob, have a good night or a good sleep, I guess I should say. Working nights is tough, so thank you for joining us for a little bit, and we will see you later. Thank you, Big Square. Los Angeles, Merry Christmas or Merry Fishmas. All right, let's go to the next tank and feed it. Now, guys, if you have any questions about these tanks, let me know. Anything about the fish in them, I may or may not have answers for you, depending. All right, so the next one is our South American tank here. We got the Geophagus sphenai. We have the zebra pike cichlids. Now, guys, I'm super, super, super excited. It was on Monday. We shipped out a 14-inch Zebrina pike to one of our customers, and everything arrived alive and healthy. So we were all very nervous because we only had one to offer. and it was an expensive fish. So we were all like, man, we got to get this right. We triple bagged it, and we shipped it airport to airport. So the we shipped it out via Southwest Airlines, and the customer was able to pick it up the same day, just about 6 hours later, and the fish was fine. And they sent us pictures, and the fish is doing great in its new home. So really excited to see that. Um, so that goes for all you guys. If you guys have orders and fish from us, and you want to share it on our Facebook and or just even email the videos to us or pictures. Like, we love seeing that. We like to know that everything went well. So if you guys take videos and pictures of your new fish and you want to share with us, please do. And also, another really, really helpful thing is if you guys leave us reviews on Google. We have really good Google reviews, and it's all natural. We don't um, we don't solicit for reviews or anything, but I just want to let you guys know that if you haven't already, we would appreciate it if you did leave us a review. Chevy, yeah, it was very sketchy. He was 14. He was like 12. He was 12 to 14 inches. I didn't want to hold him out of the water. I would say he's closer to 14 inches, or actually, it was a she. She is closer to 14 inches. Um, and what I did was I netted her out of the tank, and then I gently grabbed her out of the net with both hands and set her in the bag very slowly, very easily, so she didn't have any kind of freakouts and popped the bag. And then it was a very thick bag. I want to say it was 6 mil bag, so it was very thick plastic, so no issues there. All right, let's give this fish some food. So we got the spheni, the pike are in the back. We did have to take the whiptails out. The whiptails were getting bullied by the pikes, so the pikes actually ate all the trailers off the whiptails, so that was unfortunate. But we have them in a 40-gallon behind us, recovering. Hopefully the whips will grow back, but I don't know. They were chewed up pretty good. But that being said, yes, it's sad, but it is kind of a good sign. Typically, fish get more territorial before they want to spawn, so a little bit of bullying could be a sign that they're getting closer to spawning. That is my hope, but we'll see. All right, we are going to feed this tank on this side, and we will see what comes out to eat. The pikes, they can be kind of shy, but we'll see if they'll come out. Hey, Cole. All right, so we got the angelfish up top, the spheni coming out. You get some bigger food in there. Have we ever had South American leaffish? Yes, and actually we have some in stock. Might not be the species you're expecting, but I'll show you some South American leaffish after we feed this tank. So, looks like the pike aren't coming out. Let's get a close up of these guys eating. And I know if you guys watch this live stream a lot, I want to reiterate just how large this spheni is right here. He's every bit of 12 inches. All the Google research I've done, they say 8 to 10 inches, and this guy's 12. That just shows what good nutrition can do for a fish in captivity. They can get larger. if you give them the proper amount of space and nutrition, they can. Sometimes these fish get larger than what you would see naturally. They're not having to work so hard to get food, and as you have clean water with plenty of space, they'll grow. I love the Svenai guys. They're just beautiful fish. And then we have the Manicapuru angels in the back there. They all got food before it hit the bottom, so they're all trying to digest that. I just saw a pike in the back there. He grabbed a piece of food that floated in front of him, but he's barely visible. He's back there in that pipe, the head's sticking out. And we have the big boys about to come over. So here's the big boys. So these are the scarlet cactus plecos. There's two of them in here, one male and I believe one female. This is the male. This looks like the female. I'm judging that based on a couple things. Color is one thing, but also the size of I don't know the technical name, but if you look at the fin, the bristles that are sticking off of the fin, typically males will have a lot more, longer, and more of those. So if you compare the two fish, this one definitely would be the male, and the other one's the female. Hello, Kim. Merry Christmas. Oh, that's really LN0086. I think my Pellegrini females are about to drop eggs. Only 2 weeks in quarantine at 3 inches. So that's really good to hear. I love the Pellegrini. Beautiful fish. Hello, Phil. Merry Christmas. All right, so let's go. Let's look at this pleco a little bit more. I'm going to throw some food to him. And then we're going to go look at the leaf fish. So here we're just feeding him a sinking carnivore pellet. You'll see it fall into frame in a second. There he goes. He smelled it right away, gobbling it up. And this guy's massive as well. He's probably 14 to 16 inches, if not bigger. Big Square, have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on Friday. Chevy, yeah, the pectoral fins, but I'm not sure what you call the bristles on the pectoral fins. It could be like, is it anodontids or something? Anodontoids. I'm talking about the spikes on the fins. All right, guys, let's go look at the leaf fish. Somebody was asking to see him. We're going to go look at him. Let's see. These guys are awesome. What I really like about them is just their behavior. I look at them just sitting there, acting like leaves. They were fed bloodworms. They're all just staring at the bloodworms, waiting for them to move. They're not going to move anytime soon. These are frozen bloodworms. But they will eat the bloodworms. They will eat pellet food as long as it sinks slowly in front of them. Now, ideally, this fish wants live food, but we tend to stick to frozen and prepared foods as best as we can to minimize any parasite issues. And these guys have been pretty good on eating all the prepared stuff. So there's one tank of them. And we have another tank of South American leaf fish right here, right next to them. And these guys are doing the same thing, looking at the frozen bloodworms on the bottom, waiting for them to move. Oh, wow. Kim, that's really sad. So Kim recently lost a male Otabapo pike. Got scared. The husband walked up and he jumped out of the 1-inch opening. That's really unfortunate. Another thing that can happen to big fish like that too, that I've seen. Um, so another unfortunate thing that can happen to big fish like that is if they get spooked, they might not jump out, but maybe they'll smash into the glass really hard and actually like stun them. And sometimes I've seen it kill fish if they hit that tank hard enough. So that's really unfortunate that that happened to you. And sometimes, sometimes things like that are unavoidable. So let's get back to the last show tank. Yes, odontonoids. That is what that's the word I'm looking for. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Um, odontoids. All right, so here we got our South American planted tank. I still have the squeegee over here. Let me move it out of the way. So this is our planted tank. It's got Ultim Angels. I think these might be the Rio Vichata Ultim Angels. And then we have some albino hecali and a lot of tetras that we have growing up for potential breeders. So there's a couple, I think there's 3 different types of tetras in here. But let me get you guys set up here. And let's see, guys. Let's see if this thing wants to cooperate. There we go. All right, so let's see. I haven't fed this tank personally in a long time. But we're gonna start out with some smaller food, and this is something. All right, this is something I'll talk about real quick. So hopefully you guys can see this. So you see this container of food here. This is like 5 different types of food mixed into one. I really like doing this at home and here at work. It really helps make sure the fish get a lot of different types of nutrition for different types of food. So in here, I have flake food. I have different types and different brands of pelleted food. There's Viber Bites in here. And there's actually 2 different types of flake food in here. So in total, there's 5 types, but you can do more or less if you want to at home. But this ensures, it does 2 things. One, it saves you time. You have a bunch of mixed food in one spot. You can grab it, feed your fish. And 2, if you tend to get busy, it ensures that you're giving them that opportunity to have a bunch of different types of food. All right, so I'm going to feed these guys the tetras, the ultims. There are crebensis in here too. You probably can't see them, but right here, there's a pair of crebensis. There's 2 pairs in here, and 1 pair breeds pretty regularly. So start with the small food. The cribs came up here and instantly grabbed some before anybody did. See the tetra is going crazy. Oh, Jeff, I wish I could get any kind of snakehead. They're beautiful fish. So many awesome colors in them and interesting behaviors. And they're just really good parents. It's cool to see videos of them with the fry. See, Andy. All right, here we go. We're gonna get some pellets in there. Also, actually, let me back up. The Ultim Angels are right there in frame, trying to get some food too. Hey Willow, can you the music? Thank you. Yeah, Kim, that's a good idea. So Kim says she normally cuts plastic strips to open areas, but forgot to cover that opening. Yeah, it's a small opening too. So I think it was just really bad, unfortunate timing. Chevy has a suggestion of using bubble wrap, which is interesting. Never thought of that. That is a nice, cheap way of doing that, and it's clear, so light will get through there still. Oops. Abender asked, what's a good plant to act as a carpet in a standard size 20-gallon? So, with that, I have a question for you. What kind of lighting and substrate do you have? That makes a big difference on what you can do. If you have like low light, I would recommend doing something like dwarf sag, and you'll have to trim it because it can get pretty tall. But dwarf sag would be a good choice for low light or high light. It grows very fast. It carpets very fast once established. Um, Now, if you have high light, you can go the route of something like dwarf hairgrass, or let's see, you have pearlweed, you have dwarf baby tears, you have there's I'm trying to think. Oh, dwarf pennywort would be a good one that you can use as a carpet plant as well. It really depends on your tank setup, what you have currently or what you are going to use to light the tank. So Kim, I think we have. I'm pretty sure we have an Atabapo pike here. We have a pike here. I don't know what kind it is. It's big. I don't think it's made its way onto the website yet. But if that's something you're interested in, email us. I'll show you the pike. Let's go look at him. He's a big guy. I'm unsure if he's on the website. He was going to be for what you see is what you get, but I'm not certain if he's been put on the website yet or if he's sold. I haven't had a chance to look. But we do have one right here, and it is an Atabapo pike. Let's see. See how he looks. I haven't looked at him in a minute. So yeah, there he is. He's not full color. He's big though. He's probably man. He's big. He's 14 or so inches. Merry Christmas, Greg. How is the weather in Arizona, Greg? So there you go. There is this Atabapo pike. If you're interested, Kim, just shoot us an email. I don't know if he's on the website yet or not. And Kim, if you email us today, we'll probably get back to you on Friday. Just so you know, a lot of people are leaving early today to get home to start celebrating. Guys, what did you think of that pike? What do you think about this guy? I stressed him out a little bit, so he darkened up, but it's pretty nice. And then this was the last week's giveaway. He hasn't shipped out yet, but this is the electric blue Jack Dempsey from last week. Remember last week I was trying to show him during the live stream and he hid the whole time. All right, guys, I haven't seen any comments come in a minute. Oh, here we go. Greg says mid 60s right now with a small chance of rain. Yeah, he is a good sized pike, Chevy. Yeah, Rain, I love electric blue Jack Dempseys as well. We have a bunch of them, and they should be up on the website. But that one was the one we gave away last week on our live stream. So here is one of the tanks. We have 2 tanks. This is just one of them. And they were begging for food. They came right up to the camera. Tom, we do not have any Blues Air Frontosa. All right, last question, guys, then I'm gonna get out of here. Ellen asked, can we see Gymnos or Gold Dust Geos? Yes, we can. We'll go do that. So we will look at any of the Gymnos we have in here. I'm not sure which ones we have. And the Gold Dust Geos, I think, are right here around the corner. All right, so here are the Gold Dusts. And they're good 3 inches. The males are showing some nice humps on their heads. I'm getting some red in the head as well. And then let's see what we have going for the Gymnos. So here's one tank. Now these guys were just added, so they're a little stressed, but these are the Terrapapura. So these are the Gymno Geophagus Terrapapura. And you can see that some of them have their fins clamped and everything because we just brought them from the greenhouse, from the vats, and then we put them in here. So they're a little stressed out. So there you go. There's the Terrapapura. Ellen, they should be on the website. Give me 1 second. Let me ask really quick. Are these on the website? Oh. That's okay. We can. No. So Ellen, let me turn this around. So, Ellen, if you want those, let me know. Email us at fish@imperialtropicals.com and I will get you a few. That tank I showed you is actually saved back for breeders. So I might be able to get rid of a few for you, but I can't sell a lot. So for Ellen specifically, if that is something you'd like, let me know. Unfortunately, those are all breeders on the Gold Dusts. But guys, that is gonna be it for today. I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If not, Happy Holidays. We won't be in tomorrow, but we will be here Friday. Next week, just want to remind you that we're only shipping Monday, most likely, due to the holiday, the New Year, that is. But that might change for a couple of special situations, a couple special orders. It really depends. But that's going to be it, guys. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. We're going to see you Friday. If you haven't already, make sure to comment on our giveaway video for those angelfish. If you can't house them, if you can't house those angelfish and you don't want them, but you win, you can still just get store credit instead. So that's going to be it, guys. We're going to see you later and have a good night. Later.